Good morning and welcome to Milnrow in Rochdale. It's a big day today in Rochdale. A very big day, in fact. It's probably one of the biggest days of football for Rochdale since probably 2008, 2009. I think that was the playoffs against, I think it was Gillingham when we lost. But we'll get to that in a minute. That's your main road into Rochdale when you come off the M62. If you can just about make out the bridge on the M62, which is going over to Leeds. So yeah, like I was saying, why is it called Milnrow in Rochdale? Well, I did a little bit of research this morning, and it's something to do with 1568, and something to do with some mill, which was on the River Beal, near Mill Hill. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. It's like mill on the row or something, so they called it Milnrow. We also have the John Milne restaurant. Well, it's a table, but it's called the John Milne. It's got, I think it's a Premier hotel attachment. That's in Milnrow, and I think that comes from some guy from Milnrow called John. I think it's called John Milne, something like that. Here we have the tram lines. Going over to Oldham, Manchester, and on that side they're going over to Rochdale. So what can I say about Rochdale? How long have I lived in Rochdale? Well, I was born in Rochdale in 72 at Birchall Hospital. I think part of Birchall Hospital is still open, but I think the majority of it's shut down, and I think it's an housing estate there. I've not been there, but I moved to Harewood near Bury, and that was around about 1984, 85. I'm now 55, well I'm 54, 55 next, and I've got myself back to Rochdale. Well, Milnrow in Rochdale, it's still part of Rochdale, but I love Rochdale. My heart's Rochdale. But just above the roundabout here is the M62. That's going to Leeds, and that's going over to Liverpool. Have I got any history on the M62 I can tell you about? I know it took five or 6 years to build. Is that what you say? Is that what you call it? Build? I don't know what you call it. Yeah, so I think it was about 1971, 1976 I think it was. Now this part of Rochdale in Milnrow, it's got like a little country, it's like country, it's a little village in the countryside sort of feel to it. So let's get back to the game, the Rochdale game versus York City. Both teams should really not even be able to play today. They should both be promoted. They're both on, I think York are on 107 points and Rochdale on 105 points. And ironically, only one team can go up automatically. And ironically, it's all on today's game. I personally think York City will beat Rochdale today. They are deserving champions, to be honest with you, because they've annihilated teams, including Rochdale. I think it was 4-0. Don't hold me to that, because I look at so many football results, I can't keep up. Excuse me for the out of breath, because it's quite a bit of a walk up this hill. So this is a little cut through where I'm going now. It takes you like, it's a bit like I call it the Milnrow Circle, a bit like the London Circular. It'll just bring you back to the same spot. Unlike the M25, I'll just keep going. I won't be stopping for a couple of hours. So my channel, what I've only just started up really these last few weeks is, excuse me, it's called well, you'll see because it's come up as Average J. Why have I called it Average J? I'm just an average guy and I'm called Jason. I've got no grace about me. I'm probably as rough as they come, but I'm also respectable with it, and I treat people how they treat me. If you're nice to me, I'll be nice to you. If you're a bugger with me, I'll be a bugger with you. So most of the stuff I've done up to now has mainly been shorts. This is my first video what I'm going to have a go at editing, and trust me, leaving school at 14 like I did, I'm not very academic or computer savvy or anything like that. I want to get better, but I'll get better with the help of you guys telling me how poor or how good the content is. So I really would appreciate it for likes and comments, shares, especially if you're from the Greater Manchester area, Rochdale or Oldham or Milton or Bury, because that's mainly where I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff. But I'm also going to be doing vlogs on holidays. I go away 3 times a year. I've never vlogged any of them. So if you want to see vlogs of holidays and flights and food, just let me know. I'll have a go at it. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to be good as By the Curb. If you watch YouTube, what you're going to be By the Curb is, he's a guy who travels around in his, well, it's travelling, he lives in a touring van. He lives in a touring van. Sorry, I pause there. There was some old deer in the house giving me a right look. Anyway, yeah, so he does some touring around in a van around the country, but now he's doing a lot of stuff abroad. Check him out, By the Curb. He's a real nice guy. And then of course you've got Justino. Justino's becoming one of my favourite vloggers too. These guys show the faces. I'm not going to show you my face. Not just yet. I'm not ugly or anything like that. Well, I don't think I'm ugly. But it's not me you want to see really, it's what I'm doing. So I don't know if you could pick up that noise just behind there, it's the M62. Like I say, I'm just at junction 21, which is after the Rochdale turn off at 20. And down here is where you see some lovely wildlife. Hopefully I find some wildlife, but you know what it's like. When you want to film it, it's not there. And when you're not filming, it's there. It's the same old, isn't it? So you can get to a couple of businesses down this road. I actually came. It's a bit of a weird road actually. And the reason I say that is if you put your postcode in, if you put your postcode in for a business, especially the one I put in, which was basically up there, and to get there you can't get to it, so you've got to do a 4-mile round trip to it. Anyway, there you go. Always nice to see a no fly tipping sign. They should be everywhere really, but you still get it, you still get fly tippers. And I don't think there's much CCTV around here. No. But you get quite a few dog walkers around here. Yeah, that's right, dog walkers, not doggers. But you never ever see them carrying the little bags of poo. I always think when they use a bag and scoop up, do they just throw that bag away? So yeah, this is now the proper circular, which basically does a full circuit. It's like a little track actually, it's like a little cycling track. Well, it is a cycling path that, and this is the walkway. Funny enough, I've walked this now 4 days on the trot, 3 or 4 days on the trot. I've not seen one cyclist on it yet. And if you're from the Rochdale area, especially Castleton, they put a bike lane in there, and it's caused some major problems with businesses closing, especially because they can't park there because they build this cycle lane. Now my daughter lives in Castleton, and I reckon I've seen 3 or 4 cyclists on it in the last 12 months. Whether it's the time I'm driving up to her house, I don't know, but they spent ridiculous amount of money digging the road up and doing this cycle lane. For what? To shut local businesses down. There was a couple of bakeries up there. I think one of them might still be there, but it might not be. I'm not too sure because it used to be called Smith's Bakers. Now them bakers, they go back 100 years, I think. Yeah, it wasn't what I'd say the best bakers, but there was them old style bakers. You know, where they used to do little dinky pies and stuff like that. They've closed. People have been working in them shops for 30, 40 years. They had to close because there's nowhere to park to go and grab a loaf of fresh, a fresh cut loaf or muffins or one of the dinky pies or just something from the shop, and it ended up closing. I find it disgusting. I find it disgusting that what the council does to try and, I don't know, is it the future? I don't like riding bikes. I never have. I'll sooner walk. But come on. I think the cycling goes from, I don't know where the start of it is. I know it's in Castle and it ends. I think it ends at the moment at Tesco's roundabout, which is at Sudden, again in Rochdale. But it's only a few miles long, if that. But I think they're extending it, and that's why there's a lot of major traffic now on Manchester Road trying to get into Rochdale Centre. It's horrendous. Over there in the distance, that's Littleborough. That takes you up to Oliver Flake. Oliver Flake, it's a fantastic place, you know. If you're ever passing Rochdale, it's a nice little place. It's quite a bit of a walk around. I think it might be about 3 miles around. I'm not too sure. Should check my facts right before I state them, but I don't think it's more than 3 miles. And if you go up the M62 from Rochdale up to Saddleworth, just after you've gone past junction 21, making your way to junction 22, just look to your left and you'll see a big lake, a boating lake. That was a very popular spot, that. It still is, but it was even popular like in the 1800s, late 1800s, early 1900s. Proper boating lake. You get the odd boat on there now, and you get the odd paddle boarding and stuff like that. Paddle boarding. That's a new one, isn't it? Okay. So that's pretty much it about Rochdale and Milnrow and so on. Well, now we've got a few famous people, haven't we, of course. Lisa Stansfield. I've already done a bit of a short on Lisa Stansfield, but she's a well-known local girl from Rochdale. In fact, funny enough, she actually lived in Hayward where I lived, and then she moved to Rochdale, and she attended a school called Alder Hill, which, funny enough, has a theatre at the side called the Gracie Fields Theatre, and that's where our Gracie, local woman, film star actually. Also done. I've also done a shot on Gracie as well. Yeah. Anybody else from Rochdale? Yeah, we've got Cyril Smith, but we won't talk about Cyril Smith. We've also got some guy who was in Some Mothers Do Have Them. He's buried in Rochdale Cemetery. And we also have Stefan Kishko, another short I've done. That Stefan Kishko was, we'd have to watch the short, but it's roughly about how he was accused of murdering 11-year-old Leslie Molseed back in 1975, I think it was. And he was let out in 91 after serving 16 years for basically a crime he didn't commit. Eventually, Ronald Castry from Oldham, they matched the DNA to semen found on little Leslie's clothing, and he was sent down for it. And ironically, at the time when he was arrested, I was working in a storage, like for a storage company storing documents, and I got a phone call from the police saying, would I store some comics? And I said, comics? I said, why would I want to store comics? And he said, well, these comics are very valuable. If you go back, to the original Beanos and Dandies and stuff like that. Unbeknownst to me, there was Ronald Castry's, because he had a shop, I believe, in Oldham or somewhere over that way, where he had them in display in the shop, and they were worth a lot of money. Anyway, we didn't want anything to do with this stuff, especially the murder of a little young girl. Even though it was in 75, and this was years later, we just didn't want anything to do with it, so we didn't store them. Hopefully there's not a right lot of other noise coming through this microphone. Like I say, I'm dead new to this. I've got a microphone on. I've got my little plug-in thing what's plugged into my phone to connect it. So hopefully this has turned out. It's a beautiful morning. I'm all ready for the game. I might as well go and vlog in the game, actually. I'm going over to the ground for about 11 o'clock, hopefully. Talk to some York City fans, talk to some Rochdale fans. Yeah, I support Rochdale, of course I do. I'm also a Man United fan. But I just thought that it's a good game and it's friendly, and not friendly in the game, but it's just friendly atmosphere, no trouble. There can be some naughty boys, especially the young ones, the 16 to 18 year olds at Rochdale, who can cause a bit of what we're looking for, a bit of bother. But there's not a lot else for them to do these days, is there, these young ones? Not in my day, used to have youth clubs and there used to be all sorts back in the 80s when I was a teenager. Like I say, it's a lovely day, lovely morning. That's basically the back of JD Sports, which is on Kingsway Business Park. And as you can see, very, very quiet today. A few joggers, again, not doggers, joggers. But the sun's out. The guns are not out because I haven't got any guns. So I'm going to go back down this way. So yeah, there's a few dog walkers. I'm trying not to get them in because yeah, it might be in public, but it's still their privacy. Some people want to be on a YouTube vlog or whatever, but and do you know what? Everyone I've walked past has said good morning. That's what I love about Rochdale and about Milnborough. It's a friendly vibe, friendly people. Now, if there's anybody's watching from down south, or down in London or down south basically from where we are up north in Manchester, what's your thoughts on What's your thoughts on, excuse me, like a pass? What's your thoughts on northern people? Is there a divide? I think there is. And whether you like this or not, this is just my take on it. We're a bit more easy, we're a bit more down to, a bit more relaxing. And I think that's because up here, it's laid back up north. It's not hustle and bustle of London. And I've been in London many a time for work. Just driving around, there's chaos. It's chaotic. It can be like that here in Manchester. You know, we're in Manchester, Liverpool, Leeds, all them areas. I'm just going to take a walk through here because there's a little park here. And I don't know why, but I've just got an instant smell of dog shit. And when I was saying before about the bins, that's why. Excuse me. So that's why. So they're picking the dog shit up and they're throwing it in bins, which is decent because sometimes I'm swinging from trees. But it's good for like getting there, I could smell dog shit. So what was I say? I was talking about the divide between northerners and southerners. And I've not got many southern friends. I don't know why. I don't know why. Anyway, I've got a couple of good friends who live in, God, I forgot where they bloody live now. They live over in Dartford area. Oh my God, they're gonna be upset with me. Gravesend, I've just remembered what they call it. Graves India, I don't know why. So Mel and Kev in Gravesend, Graves India, whatever you want to pronounce it. If you're watching, you know I love you. And I'm sorry for getting away from where you lived. Even though I've known you for, I think it's 7 years. I think it's about 7 years, isn't it? We met in Kefalonia. And we never looked back. But they are two beautiful people. And I didn't think I said that about you Cockneys, but yeah, they are beautiful people. And like I say, I've worked in Bracknell, I've worked in Basildon, I've worked in the city centre of London, Canary Wharf, and when you get to know the southerners, if you're a northerner, they're not a bad bunch. So I'm not going to walk that way because it's a bit boggy. So I'm going to make my way back down here. I don't know where this takes us to, but this is not like, it doesn't feel like I'm in Rochdale. Where does it feel like I am? I don't know, but it don't feel like Rochdale anyway. And then right slap bang in the middle of basically some fields, you get this little area, a little park area, which is quite cute actually. So I will be bringing my grandson here. But I did spot it the other day and there was nobody on it the other day. I think it's because it's basically, I don't think many people know it's here. Well, some people know, but I didn't know it were here. It's not a bad little spot actually for a little park, just generally in the middle of nowhere. Like I said, I'm not used to this vlogging business, and there's somebody walking and looking and thinking, what's he doing in a park in his 50s on his own? Anyway, I wish I hadn't cut across that grass because my feet are wet through and I've only got trainers on, so well done me. Like I say, you've got random dog walkers and you've got this little mini stream. I don't know where that water's coming from, whether it's coming from the River Roach or the River Beal. I'm not too sure. I look massive on that shadow. I'm not that big, honestly. Well, maybe I am. Oh no, not that shitty bin again. God, it bloody stinks. So yeah, that's where the park is over there through them trees. It's been a nice walk actually. I hope you've enjoyed some of the chit chat. Bit of Rochdale, bit of Milner, bit of the M62, bit of Rochdale Football Club. Just going back to Rochdale Football Club, like I say, I am going vlogging it after. I don't really like saying the word vlogging it. I like saying videoing it because I'm old school. So I'm going to video it and I'm going to hopefully have some banter with some York City fans. Have some banter with some Rochdale fans. Yeah. So if you've liked what I've done, please subscribe. It don't cost anything. And it'll help me because basically I need to get so many likes, so many followers, so many comments and so on. Try and make a few quid. Because I'm unemployed. I've been unemployed for about a few weeks now. It does start to get to you a little bit. But I found that walking and fresh air, it helps your mental health. I'm not used to being unemployed. I like to graft. So if anybody's, here's one for you. So if anybody's watching from the Rochdale area and you want somebody like me, 54-year-old, nearly 55, no, 55 in January, I don't know why I said that, but anyway, and you need somebody, you can drive a forklift truck, drive a van, drive a 7.5 ton, management experience, warehousing, delivery experience, or basically anything. Because right now, beggars can't be choosers, can they? So yeah, you know where I am. You can find me channel, leave me a message, leave me a number. I'll get back to you. How sad am I really asking people for a job? So who's going to the game today then? I know I'm not. I know the reason for that was I've got plans, so I couldn't go. And I didn't want to go and have a few beers. Yeah, I didn't want to have a few beers. That's why I'm going out tonight. So I am going to the ground, do a bit of filming, rush back home, watch the game, which is on DAZN. For the people in Rochdale, if you don't know where the game is, you'll find it in a pub in Rochdale. I think Moody Blues and I think Walkabout or Millabout. I think on Millabout or Walkabout, which is in Rochdale near Spotland Bridge. They've got something on. They do good food in there as well, actually. And then I'm going to shoot home, watch the game. I've got to fly over into Bolton, come back, and get a change and off out. So if you're from Rochdale or Bury or Middleton or Heywood or Bolton even, and there's somewhere where you want me to do a vlog, somewhere where you think's nice and looks a good place to film, message me and I'll go and I'll do a video of it, no problem. Right, now I can go straight down that road and that'll take me to the dual carriageway back to my house. Or I can cut down here, which takes to a lovely little cafe eventually. But it's the only spot I do the day, and it's called the River Beal. So when I get there, I'll film it. So yeah, I'm now walking towards this again. Something I didn't know existed, and I live literally across the road from it. It says the River Beal Cafe. And I was thinking, where? But it is attached to these apartments. I should do a carriageway in front, what takes you to Rochdale from the M62 motorway. And I presume it should be open, this River Beal Cafe. I might be early actually. But yeah, here it is, just on the end here. It's not open yet. I don't know whether it's maybe not open this Saturday, I'm not too sure. Yep, the River Beal Cafe. As you can see the walk now, the circular what I call, has brought me to the tram stop. It's in Milner Centre. I said Milner Centre, it's the village in it. So yeah, the tram stop going to Rochdale one way, which is a couple of stops down, and then Manchester, which is a track and a half. It takes about an hour. So like I said, that way to Manchester, and that way to Rochdale. I'll see if I can get a tram on for you in a second. Yeah, so the tram won't be for another 12 minutes, and sadly I haven't got 12 minutes spare. I need to make my way. I need to make my way back to my house. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. I think I've done enough for today. So thank you for watching if you've got this far. Really appreciate it. Please like, please subscribe, please leave me some comments. Share my channel to people, especially if I'm around the Rochdale area, because there's going to be a lot of Rochdale content. So thank you and goodbye.